Happy Sunday, good people. Happy Sunday. Hope y'all had a wonderful weekend. You know what time it is. It's time for the Sunday setups. Let's see if we can find some potential money in the markets. My personal mantra or my personal goal this week is to do a couple of things that make me uncomfortable when it comes to getting to the next level. So that's a charge that I'm going to send out to you all. You know, there are some things that you should be doing that can help you get to that next level. I am going to challenge you and charge you with the task of stepping outside of your comfort zone. I believe in drinking my own Kool-Aid. So let's see if we can make some things happen this week that we haven't been able to make happen because we've been afraid of becoming uncomfortable. So y'all good with that? Let's do it. Let's do it. Appreciate you all being on today, as always. I never take this for granted, so I do my best to make sure I bring you all some value. So let me pull up my charts. I already got them marked up to save time and to leave time for questions if you have them. So let's go. All right, starting with USDJPY. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful markups for this week. I want you to pay attention to a particular area right around the 105.2 to 105.1 area. So we're getting a push down. We have a little head and shoulders. It's forming the right shoulder bottom. So watch around this area. Watch for potential rejection, and then you can buy it back up. Or if it continues and it breaks through, let it break. On the retest, sell it down. Very, very clean, very simple markup. That's USDJPY. And remember, I will drop all of these in the chat, so don't worry about screenshotting or anything. But by all means, if you have questions along the way, make sure you ask. Another clean markup with USD Chef. It's in a very particular area right now. So watch around the 0.896 area. If it breaks out, it could come to the first target before it retests. Or if it rejects, we're going to buy it back up for a continuation, because we still have a key level that has never been retested. So that's why I have these targets up in these areas. But again, another clean setup, very clean setup. I think this week is going to be a great week for the markets. USDCAD, some more clean setups. Let me move these down. More clean setups. Look at the daily on the USDCAD. Look how much area we have until we hit the next levels. So this could be huge if this works out how I have it marked up. If it breaks out, look for a nice drop. We're talking about potentially 180-ish pips. So there should be a good one coming into the week as well. Very clean setups this week. If it pushes up, these are simply retests in an overall downtrend. So as always, you know what I say, be patient. Use if then. If it breaks out to the downside, retest, sell it down. If not, if it stays around this area, rejects here, look for a push up. May not hit all of these targets, but long term, I believe we'll get the push down. Deborah in the house. EURJPY. So it's still in an uptrend. But I don't know if you remember from last week, we drew this. It kind of broke out, pushed up to retest an area. Now it may be pushing down. Either way, everything is if then. If certain conditions are met for the sell, take the sell. If certain conditions are met for the buy, take the buy. I'm never biased to a particular well, not never. I'm not biased to a particular direction. You know, I'm always telling you guys to set alerts in the buy and sell zones. So when one of them triggers, that's an alert for you to come see what's happening, not for you to necessarily get into a trade. So always be patient. And see what happens. As you can see, I'm really going through because I know a lot of times people have questions and we don't really have time to answer questions. So I want to make sure we have some time for questions today if people have them. AUDCAD, I didn't even change this. This is still from last week. So now it's into a buy zone. Let's see what happens. We're getting a push up. So we could see it go to these targets on the AUDCAD. Same thing with AUD Swiss, Aussie Swiss. And I left the fibs on here so you all could look at them and study them. We're in a buy zone right now. So we have a spinning top. Let's see what happens with AUD Chef. AUDJPY. So if you look, all of the Aussie pairs are almost identical. They're all right at a buy zone. Now, this one could be forming an evening star. You know, I like these patterns. So an evening star is when you have opposing candles. Let's make this one black. Make this one blue. And then you get a candle that forms a wick that is higher than the opposite wicks. This is the evening star. And it's a potential sale pattern. So that's what we could be forming right here. If this current candle starts to fall down, that's an evening star and a potential sale. So look for that. Let's see, last week I said it was a sale. Said it was a sale. If you're in it, see what happens. I don't remember saying it was a sale. I think I said a potential sale, but let's see. Never married to a direction because I don't control the market. So everything for me is always a if then. So for an example, if this is the 4 hour, if this current candle pushes below this wick and closes, That's an evening star pattern. That's one I would take for a sale. We don't know what it's going to do right now. See, if we drop down, it could be rejecting here to push back up. So if I take this on the 4 hour, I want it to push lower than this wick. If I come down to lower time frames, it could be setting me up for a potential buy. So it's all about the if thens. That's why you just have to be patient. GBPUSD. Look at this area here. I will be waiting for it to pull back. And if it does not break, I'll be looking at a potential buy up. Because we're in an uptrend right now. See? So I'll be waiting for a pullback here into this area. If it does not continue, I'll be looking to buy it up. If it breaks out, I'll be looking for a retest and then a push down. GJ, why did I leave this? Oh, I left this to show. Markup from last week. This was the buy. All the way up to the targets. Let's clean it up and redo it. Same thing. I'll be waiting for it to come into these areas. I'll be waiting for a rejection around these areas. And then my targets. That's one. That's one. If you notice, I'm using pivots. So my sell zone will be right here. And then we just take them. There we go. There we go. Very clean, very simple. So GBPUSD and GBPJPY are very similar. Tasha Mack in the house. All right, gold. Gold is pushing down. But it came to this area and rejected. Now, if you look, another potential evening star right here. So let's see what this next candle does. If it pauses and pushes down, that's a potential sell. Here's the evening star right here. Let's get at a hot pink. Here we go. So watch for this area. This next candle. This is on the 4 hour now. If you go down to the 1 hour, you'll see different patterns. So if it breaks above, look for potential buys. If it rejects, look for potential sales. I like marking up gold on the 4 hour. Just for me, it works out better in terms of consistency and accuracy. If you mark it up down in the 15-minute, that's anxiety. Look at all of this activity. I don't have time for that. So 4 hour works for me better. Silver. Right here. Silver looks choppier, but the key area is right in here. If you look, silver came up, rejected, pushed up again, rejected around the same area right in here. Didn't quite make it back to these highs. And it gave a push, but then it rejected. So this is a key area between these two. Let's see what happens with silver. Personally, for me, it's a little too ambiguous. So let's see. Ripple hit every area that we marked up to the T. Right along the fibs. Look, 382. So if we come back to where we marked up, which was right here. Broke down. Touched the 382. Touched 0.5. These were our targets. Remember from the 0.618 fib. Came down, hit both targets, and started to come back up. So right now, this would be my new buy area. Right here. Staying along the fibs. Nothing changes. This would be a sell area. Sell zone. Very simple. That's why I left the fibs up. And I'll leave them up when I drop it in the chat too. So the vertical line represents last Sunday on the setups. It hit every target we had to the T. I'm going to tell your team, stop sleeping on these Sunday setups. All right, let's mark up SPX. Right here. Sell zone. Target. Head and shoulders. So we could get that push down to the next key area. If it rejects, then our targets are going up to previous highs. It's not a sell zone, this is a target. Very simple. Simple markup. You take the field, load. Let's put a target here.
Quick question.
Yes.
Why did you take the fib from that point to that point? Is it because it's the low, the previous low?
It's the swing low. Yes.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay.
Good question. Let's put that back. I want to see. There we go. So if we want to do it on the fib, there's a target. Our next potential target is right here. When I have challenges identifying potential targets, that's when I use the fibs and pivots. All right, nice. Already set up. Same thing.
Hey, Doc, another question. Because I've been working on my support and resistance, and one of the skills that I've been working on mastering is the fib. Do you recommend any educators that really break it down to, to be able to help them understand how to really use it to, to our advantage?
Yeah, if you go to Manny Q's favorite sessions, he has a video specifically on the fibs.
Copy that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Manny Q is very, very detailed with his trainings, and they're labeled. So that's why I always send people them. There are a lot of educators like Abel Melendez is great. Evan Cabral is great in terms of fibs and fundamentals. But Maddie's is labeled and detailed. That's why I send people to him. Yeah, his 8-day boot camp is extremely, extremely valuable. When it comes to just pure trading psychology, I haven't found anybody better than Dollery and those guys at Steady. But when it comes to more fundamental stuff, Maddie is my go-to. But the Steady guys, when it comes to the Wyckoff schematics and that advanced stuff, they are the go-tos. All right. German 30. This is on the daily, so I'll mark it up here and then I'll drop down. So we had some. All right. From daily to 4 hour. Y'all see how that worked? I went to the daily, marked up some zones, then I dropped to the 4 hour to get a better view. And then you just keep dropping down. So you can even do it right here. So sell zone. Target. Very simple. Now this is a longer term target. So if you want, because this is an index too, you can take more intermediate targets. So you could look at this as a buy zone on the 1 hour. Target. Take these highs on the way up as potential targets. And then a more long-term target. I'll leave this one. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how I do a markup. That's it. Simple. Yes, Gerald. The grand scheme is the assessment fundamentals are the same, but you know, it's stocks. If you're talking about investing, you're looking more long term. You can trade stocks, but you know, that's outside of the scope of what we do on today. But the fundamentals are the same. Once you understand price action and how to mark up charts, you can mark up your stock charts the same way and determine when you want to buy and or sell. I've helped numerous people identify areas to get in to buy stocks, and they've been very successful with them. Was the best time frame to determine rejection? That's kind of a subjective question, Melik. For me personally, I like the 4 hour for main areas of rejection. Hold on one second. Doing my Sunday setups.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I like the 4 hour because it gives a more, for lack of a better term, accurate representation of support and resistance. So a lot of times you'll see me mark levels that are on the 4 hour, and then when you drop down, the levels are further away, and I like it like that because that helps me to filter out the noise during the day, if that makes sense. So I'm not so concerned with intermediate changes of direction if I am within the overall trend on the 4 hour and the daily. Hope that helps. Cool. Dirty 30. Let's come up to the daily. Ooh. Daily is nasty. So look at all of the noise right here, and then look at the drop if it were to break out of this noise. Especially right here. If it were to break out of here, look at the drop we would get. So I do see this happening at some point. When? I have no idea. But at some point, the bottom will fall out. Long-term break. All right, that's the 4 hour. Believe it or not, on indices, I prefer trading on the 4 hour because I don't want to scalp an index. I want to catch the big moves. So this would be my sell. And then from here you can take intermediate targets. And that's before we get to the big drop. Look at this. So for my buy, I have to be in here. Let's go back up and see. Right in here. This is why I like longer time frames on the index. Look, so if you come down to the hour, if you don't have the eye yet, and the eye just comes from practice and time. If you don't have the eye yet, you probably won't be able to identify anything. But if you come up, like on the daily, look at that wick. So that's a potential target. Top of that wick. And then you can find targets along the way on lower time frames. Yep, spot on. Bring these back up. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, I like that right there. Perfect. All right, so there are the markups. Anything specifically that you all may want to see before I drop these in the chats?
Yes, I know you trade HFX.
Yep.
And could you, I guess my question is, since HFX is money in minutes, how far down do you mark your chart up? The time frames?
Awesome. Good question. I have a separate category for HFX. And I drop down to the 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, 15. So for example, definitely wouldn't trade US 30 on the 15, but right here, what I would be looking for if I were trading this on HFX, I want to see the overall direction on the 15. I look at the 5. I'm getting something that I like to see. I drop down to the 3. And then I turn on my day job killer indicators. I wait for my indicators to line up, or at least show that they're about to line up on the 3 minutes. When I get the parameters that I look for, I take the trade. There's no thinking, none of that. Get my indicators to show me what I'm looking for. When those conditions are met, I take that trade on the 3 minutes. Does that help?
Yeah, so you're telling me you don't even go above the 15 minute.
Nope.
You don't have to go above the 15 minute. That's perfect.
Nope. All right. Bitcoin.
And I saw your strategy. It's fire.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Use it.
Yeah.
BTC USD Bitfinex. So we never came back here. We just broke right on through, but hit the targets that we had on the buy. So what we do now, and there is nobody better than Nick Gomez and Kurt Cobain when it comes to this stuff. So if you're into digital currency, cryptocurrency, Kurt Cobain and Nick Gomez are the truth. Oh yeah, and Picasso. So here we go. You have to, with Bitcoin, you really have to pay attention to fib levels. So where we are now, and that's a breakout. So I'll take it from a previous high down to the last swing low. Look at that, 0.5. bounced, shot up, played around the 618, shot up, played around the 75, shot up. So what we could potentially see now, let me make sure I address this. Cool. What we could potentially see now, as you can see, it has eclipsed what would be a high. So you move your target to the next fib level. No one really knows because Bitcoin hasn't been this high. So you rely on your knowledge of, number one, the currency, number two, the markets, number three, fib levels. So we will be in a potential new buy zone right now. Your sell, I want to make sure you all get this. You see this noise right here where it's playing around the same level. Right in here, this is your potential sell zone right here. And you use the fibs as benchmarks. 0.75, where it was. That's a potential target. 618. Look at where all the noise is. And then you remove. There you go. So you're looking at around $64,000 for the next push. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Cool. All right, I'll drop this in. Matter of fact, I'll drop this first since I don't have it on my trading list. It's on my investing list though. BTCUSD. All right. Anybody have any other questions? Cool. Well, as always, I appreciate you guys. I will drop each and every one of these charts in the chat, and look for my live on Facebook about the day job killer strategy. You all can use that because I'm going to break down why I do it and how to literally replace your day job income in a matter of minutes. So appreciate you all, and I'll see you on the other side.
Thank you, Doc.
Appreciate it, Doc.
Thank you, Doc. You said that's going to be on Facebook?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a Facebook Live.
When?
Probably tonight or tomorrow. And if you want to hop on with me, let me know, and I'll give you a seat in the room.
I want to get on. Yes, I want to get on.
All right, message me. We'll make that happen.
What do you want us to